Next, we'll look at creating and managing clients within Rocket Claims. Clients can be found in the management menu. So you can click management and then clients, and it'll bring you to this page. Like most pages within Rocket Claims, the top of the page has a search option. Here you can search a client by name. You have the ability to add new clients, export the entire table to Excel, view the clients that have already been added, and by clicking the magnifying glass view button to the left of a particular field, you can go in and see more detail and edit that as well. To add a new client, you will click the blue Add New button. Here you will enter some basic information and then click Create. You can give your client a name. Let's call it Training Client. Short name is Train Client. This is a client we created for training purposes. Again, you could fill in additional contact information, website, fax, phone, mailing information, etc., and click Create. If it was done successfully, you will see this green box at the top that says the record was created. It will then take you to a more detailed view with additional tabs where you can further add information about a particular client. This is the same view that you would get if you had clicked on the magnifying glass. So if we click on Training Client View, you can see it has all of these tabs at the top. So here you can change, again, that basic kind of contact, high-level overview information in the first Client tab. The next tab here is the Contacts tab. Here you can add contacts at the client level that you would want to make available for anyone accessing the client across the board. So one of the advantages here is if you have multiple desk adjusters for a particular carrier, for example, you could add those adjusters at this level, and then every claim that comes in for that client would have the option of selecting one of those pre-existing client contacts, so that if you did any roll-up reporting or other information, it could just roll up to that existing client contact without the need to re-enter information. A client contact can have their name, email, phone, address, department title as needed, and once it's created, you can click Save. If you have, here we'll go ahead and create one, test client, last name, email at email.com, etc. We'll hit save. You can see it populates the table below. Once again, you can export to Excel. You can add a new record to this table, or you could choose to edit that client here. The next item we have here is where you can store documents that relate to a client. This is a list where you can view, download specific documents, or add new documents. By clicking the Add New Record button, you get a screen to upload a new document. You must select a document type, which is handled by one of those lookup lists that the admin maintains. So if you need a new document type, reach out to someone with the privileges to update the admin lookup page. When you create a document, you can select the box that's next to visible to adjusters ? If this is selected, it will make the particular document available to a resource working on a claim from this client. This is especially helpful for things like handling instructions that you are able to add and maintain them at the client level, but still feed them down to adjusters. If this button is not selected, the document uploaded will still be available on the client itself, but will not feed down to the adjuster view or the claim level. Again, you can select a file just from your computer somewhere, and you can write a description for your own benefit. Once this row has been added, you'd have the ability to edit the document here. It would pull up the same screen, or you could download the document that was actually uploaded as is. And yes, it creates a table so you can add as many documents as you need to. The next tab is fee schedules. This tab allows you to view any of the fee schedules that have already been created for this client. To create and assign a new fee schedule, you will need to follow the instructions for creating a fee schedule in a separate training video. Notes. You can create a log of notes on a client that will be available to others with the same access to this client information. You simply add new record and can type whatever detailed information you want to include in the note. It will log who created it and when it was created as well. So this is a note I'm writing. I save that. You can see this note was created by me on this particular date. The next tab is cat codes. If you want a list of cat codes or you want to add a new cat code, you can go to this tab. To add a new cat code, the event must already exist. I will review adding a new event in a separate video. You can simply select the event from the pre-existing list and give that cat code a name and save it here. Once again, once that row has been populated, you'd have the ability to edit that row if needed as well, or delete it, assuming you have access to both of those features. System identifiers is the final tab here. This is where you log any identification to ensure the client is properly linked and communicating with any third-party integrations. You can add a new identifier by selecting, again, that Add New Record button, or you can always edit an existing item in the list. You must choose the appropriate source system the identifier relates to. So whether that's Exact Analysis, QuickBooks, Hover, um, whatever system you're integrating with or using this ID to connect with, you'll select here. So for example purposes, we'll choose Exact Analysis. Each source system may have one or multiple identifier types that you could then choose as well. If we choose exact username, this is then the value for that exact username for this client. If you want to make this particular record the primary record, you could select the is primary option, and you could also edit the created on date if needed. So again, this is where we put those identifiers for this client in other third-party systems so that they can properly connect information between them. This list can be as long as necessary as well, but the identifier should match exactly what is in the source system to ensure proper connectivity. If you have updated anything here, you could click the blue update button. It'll tell you the record was updated and and you can come back to this main list. And that is how we handle clients. Clients for our system is really anyone who is potentially giving you work. So oftentimes this is carriers.